Have you ever been told to steer clear of sweet fruits if you have diabetes? Maybe you've stood in the produce section, staring at an apple or grapes, worrying it's not worth the risk. This advice has echoed for years. Sugar is dangerous and sweet fruits should be avoided. But what if that's only part of the story? What if some of the most common and naturally sweet fruits are actually supporting your health, not hurting it? New research is beginning to overturn long-standing ideas about fruit and diabetes. In fact, several sweet fruits can actually help stabilize blood sugar, improve digestion, and even reduce inflammation when eaten properly. More doctors are now changing their recommendations. Today, I'm sharing 5 naturally sweet, easy-to-find fruits that have helped many older adults feel more energized, less inflamed, and more in control of their blood sugar. You'll learn why these fruits work, the best way to enjoy them, and one simple habit that might help you feel better this week. No one, especially in their golden years, should feel deprived of fruit's simple joys. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss another health video made just for you. Before we start, why not pause and hit the subscribe button, like, and turn on the notification bell? This will motivate us to create more content. If you find this video helpful, leave a 1 in the comments. If not, comment 0 and let me know how I can improve. 1. Strawberries. Sweet but savvy. Strawberries often remind us of sunny days, family gatherings, or a dessert lovingly made by someone dear. But for seniors with diabetes, this familiar fruit offers more than just a sweet flavor. It holds real health benefits. For a long time, people were warned to avoid sweet fruits like strawberries, fearing they'd raise blood sugar. But now, evidence shows that strawberries, while sweet, are surprisingly helpful. Packed with anthocyanins, the natural compounds that give them their bright color, strawberries help slow sugar absorption. This means you can enjoy their taste without the worry of dramatic blood sugar swings. Plus, their antioxidants help fight inflammation, supporting your joints and memory as you age. With gentle fiber, strawberries aid digestion without upsetting the stomach. Many older adults report feeling more energized and in control after adding strawberries to their weekly menu, especially as a snack with almonds or Greek yogurt. Enjoying strawberries isn't just about nutrition, it's about choosing small moments of joy that don't compromise your health. So, next time you see a bowl of strawberries in your fridge, savor them slowly and remember, true health isn't about denying yourself, but discovering what truly nourishes you. Just when you think fruit can't get any sweeter, or more surprising, let's talk about one of the most misunderstood options in the produce aisle: grapes, and what they can do for your blood sugar. After today, you might never look at grapes the same way again. If these tips are helping, drop a 1 in the comments so I know you're still with me. 2. Grapes. Small but mighty. Grapes have long symbolized celebration and sweetness. For many older adults, they bring back memories of harvests or sharing snacks with grandkids. But if you're managing diabetes, you might have avoided grapes, fearing their sugar content. Here's the truth. Grapes are much more beneficial than most people realize, and they might just change your mind. Though tiny, grapes are rich in resveratrol, a natural compound found mostly in their skins, which is known to boost insulin sensitivity and help the body handle sugar better. For those over 60, when insulin resistance often increases, that's a big advantage. Grapes are also loaded with antioxidants that combat inflammation and oxidative stress, 2 culprits behind diabetes complications, joint pain, fatigue, and even memory decline. Many seniors who once avoided grapes now find them to be a gentle, satisfying ally, providing hydration and comfort in every bite. When eaten slowly and paired with protein such as a slice of cheese or some walnuts, grapes can actually help steady your blood sugar rather than spike it. Grapes are convenient, simple to prep, and enjoyable year-round. A cold bowl on a warm day feels like a treat. Add them to salads or enjoy them frozen for a refreshing, guilt-free dessert. Grapes remind us that health isn't just about medicine or supplements. Sometimes it's found in the simplest foods nature offers. They are more friend than foe, delivering sweetness and balance. But grapes aren't the only everyday fruit with hidden strengths. Next up is a fruit so familiar it's often overlooked, yet it's quietly supported digestion, heart health, and steady blood sugar for generations. It's crisp, classic, and likely sitting in your kitchen right now. Let's talk apples. 3. Apples, the original daily medicine. There's something timeless about an apple. It doesn't grab attention with wild colors, but it's always there, steady, familiar, and surprisingly wise. We've all heard, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And for older adults managing blood sugar, inflammation, and heart health, this advice still holds true. At first, apples may seem too sweet for people with diabetes, but nature designed them thoughtfully. Their crisp skin hides a rich source of soluble fiber, especially pectin, which slows down sugar absorption. So, eating an apple helps keep your glucose levels stable and your body nourished. Apples also support digestion, ease constipation, and help manage cholesterol. The gentle fiber in apples acts like a natural broom, keeping your digestion regular and comfortable. A quiet kind of help that's especially valuable for seniors. No chemicals or upset stomach, just nature doing its job. And there's something satisfying about biting into a crisp apple. The familiar crunch, the taste, the memories of fall harvests or homemade pies. Apples aren't just food, they're a connection to simpler times and meaningful traditions. Don't forget their versatility. Sliced apples with cinnamon are a naturally sweet snack. Add almond butter or cheese, and you get a balanced treat that tastes great and supports blood sugar. Even baked or stewed, apples become warm comfort food. Including apples in your routine is an act of self-respect, a way to nourish your body without giving up the foods you love. Sometimes, managing diabetes just means enjoying these foods in a smarter way. But while apples offer steady support, another fruit is about to surprise you, a tropical favorite that's often misunderstood for its sweetness but has real benefits if eaten wisely. Let's talk about mango. If these insights are helping, comment 1 below so I know you're still with me. 4. Mango, a tropical twist. Just hearing mango brings thoughts of sunshine and a sweetness that feels almost too indulgent for someone with diabetes. For many seniors, mango seems off-limits, a guilty pleasure, but its reputation isn't entirely fair. Mango, in all its golden juiciness, offers much more than you might expect. Mango is a fruit of balance. Though sweet, it's packed with fiber that slows sugar absorption. So, if you eat it in moderation, especially with the skin or with some protein, it won't spike your blood sugar. Instead, it nourishes steadily. Beyond blood sugar, mango is loaded with vitamin C for immune health and vitamin A for vision and skin. It also contains unique plant compounds that help with fat metabolism and fighting oxidative stress, important for inflammation and memory. For older adults, mango can bring more energy and comfort. Eating mango can lift your spirits too. The taste reminds many of vacations or childhood summers, making it more than just healthy, it's emotionally uplifting. Try pairing a few mango slices with Greek yogurt or almonds for a balanced snack, or toss cubes into a green salad with chicken for a fresh meal. Mango lets you enjoy sweetness without fear, proving you don't have to give up pleasure to stay healthy. You just have to enjoy it wisely. Just when you think this list of helpful fruits couldn't get more surprising, there's one last classic you might be overlooking: the orange. Let's shine a light on this familiar fruit, which still has plenty to offer for better living. 5. Oranges, more than just vitamin C. There's something soothing about peeling an orange, the bright citrus scent, the gentle snap, the way each slice separates perfectly. For many older adults, oranges are woven into memories, lunchboxes, winter snacks, or morning routines. Yet for those managing diabetes, this sweet, tangy fruit is often viewed with caution. Is that hesitation really necessary? When you look closer, oranges, especially whole, not juiced, are actually misunderstood. Their natural fiber, particularly in the thin membranes, slows down sugar absorption and helps prevent blood sugar spikes. This means oranges deliver a steady, balanced sweetness, something aging bodies appreciate. Beyond their taste, oranges pack vitamin C for immune health and potassium to help control blood pressure, two big concerns for seniors. Their flavonoids fight inflammation, boost circulation, and even support brain health. Oranges are convenient, portable, and emotionally comforting. a simple fruit that's easy to enjoy anywhere. Pair a small orange with a boiled egg or almonds for a snack that supports your blood sugar, or add slices to salads for a fresh, satisfying twist. Even just peeling an orange can be a calming ritual. Choosing oranges isn't just about nutrition, it's about reclaiming foods that bring both comfort and strength. When enjoyed as part of a balanced routine, oranges remind us health can be about rediscovering the good things. But as empowering as it is to learn which fruits help, it's just as important to know which ones might be holding you back. Not every fruit is as friendly to your blood sugar, and some can actually make things harder for your body. If you haven't subscribed, why not hit the subscribe button now as we move to the next point? Which fruits should you limit or avoid? It's a question many are hesitant to ask, especially since fruit is often seen as automatically healthy. But the truth is more nuanced, especially for older adults with diabetes. Some fruits, even those labeled 100% natural, have been processed or stripped of their natural fiber. Take fruit juice, for example. Even a glass of pure orange juice delivers a concentrated dose of sugar without the fiber, causing blood sugar spikes much like soda. Dried fruits can also be misleading. A small handful of raisins or dried mango packs the sugar of several whole fruits, but lacks the water and fiber your body needs to slow absorption. For seniors with slower digestion and greater insulin sensitivity, these forms can be especially challenging. Even familiar fruits like dried dates or figs, though nutritious, can quickly spike blood sugar if eaten in excess. The same goes for overripe fruits. A banana with brown spots, for instance, has more simple sugars than a greener one, making it less gentle on your system. It's not about cutting these foods out completely, but about being smart with timing, portions, and pairing them with proteins or healthy fats for better balance. Tropical fruits like pineapple and watermelon can also be tricky. Eaten fresh and in small amounts, they can be part of a healthy plan. But big servings, especially on an empty stomach, may cause problems. Context matters. Your body needs more than just sweetness. It needs balance. The point isn't that these fruits are bad, just that they may not suit your body's needs right now. As we age, our bodies ask for patience and support. That means choosing fruits that hydrate, fight inflammation, and steady our energy. This isn't about restriction, but about wisdom, knowing what helps you feel and function better. And that brings us to our final message. There's a deeper truth about food and aging that can transform how you care for yourself. Your body deserves the best, starting today. With age, health becomes less about strict rules or numbers and more about how you feel, ease in your joints, clarity in your thoughts, and the simple confidence that you're doing your best. Fruit, especially for people with diabetes, has too often been treated as the enemy. But what we've discovered together is that not all sweetness is harmful. When left whole, balanced with fiber, water, and nutrients, fruit can be deeply nourishing. Strawberries, grapes, apples, mangoes, oranges, these aren't just snacks. They're reminders that food can bring comfort, connection, and joy. Mindfully enjoyed and chosen with care, they allow us to savor life's pleasures without fear, especially as we grow older and joy becomes even more important. You don't have to give up what you love or overhaul your routine. Start small. A bowl of melon in the afternoon, an apple with breakfast, a few chilled grapes instead of soda, or frozen plum slices for a healthy treat. Each small choice honors your taste and your well-being, and every time you listen to your body with kindness, you give yourself hope. Remember, it's never too late for change. Your next chapter is still unfolding, and you have the power to decide how it feels and what it looks like. Let food be your ally, not your limitation. Let fruit become your friend again. If something in this message spoke to you, share your experience and help someone else. Wisdom grows when we pass it on. Here's to sweet choices, strong bodies, and everyday joys. You deserve them all. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more helpful tips. Thank you for watching.